Mike, only a short career that you had, 14 fights in the space of about 3 years, was it?
I think it was 97 to, yeah, about 3 years. I think the last one was 2000, December 2000, yeah.
And the last one is the one that I want to talk about, because
no
it was a strange one, wasn't it? You end up getting to fight for the WBF world title, vacant world title, wasn't it, against Robin Reed?
That's right, yeah.
How?
Well, I suppose because of the central area anyway, I'd been doing okay at the time, central area as well. So my kind of name was, I suppose, was in the mix for more domestic really. And I suppose with the Robin thing, I think he had an opponent pulled out anyway. He was already matched up, and I think a second opponent had pulled out as well. I think it might be that. His first opponent pulled out anyway, and I think his standing pulled out, so it was a case of I got a phone call basically on the Thursday night. It was about 10:30 or something like that. I'd been to my wife Lisa's, it was a birthday, so we'd gone out for a night on the way home. Not out like on the pop, went to a theatre anyway. Anyway, I just got the phone call on the Thursday night. Steve Foster phoned me up and basically said, how are you doing, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was a bit of a strange one, Steve phoning me 10:30 on a Thursday night. So he just said, I've got a proposition for you. So, you know, go on, what is it like? He said, well, we've got a fight for you. It's for a world title, and it's against Robin Reed. The only thing is, he said, it's tomorrow night. He said, what do you think? So obviously I kind of went vacant for a minute, so. And he went, I said, I'll have to have a think about it, Steve. So he said, well, I need an answer basically. I said, well, I'll ring you back and you know, give us 5 minutes. He went, no, he said, I need an answer now. He said, because if you don't have it, Frank Warren's getting a kid from Germany. I think it's not Frank Warren, it might be Jess Harding from Germany. So he'll have it if you don't have it. So obviously, you know, yeah, no problem. That was it. So I accepted the fight. He said, okay. I said, I'll speak to you in the morning. He said, meet at the gym in the morning for the weigh-in. So that was kind of how it went. Phone went down. It was a mad 23 hours basically.
Because it was a bit of a comedy of errors, wasn't it, from start to finish?
Well, yeah, it was really, yeah. As I say, from the phone call to getting up in the morning and going weighing in, obviously I had a bit of a restless night, couldn't really sleep because I was trying to take it in anyway. Got up in the morning.
Well, what's going through your mind then? Because you prior to this, you were contemplating retiring, weren't you? Because you'd had shoulder issues.
Yeah, I had a few injuries and stuff like that, shoulder operation. So I was contemplating. I was kind of at the end of my career in regards to being 100% basically. So you know, I had to make a decision. You know, you got to go pay the rent and stuff like that, pay the mortgage, pay the bills. So you had to make a decision whether I could get another few fights and make some money, or basically pack it and go working full time. So yeah, as I say, this.
Well, one second, you were also in transition because most of your career you've been working as a doorman, haven't you? You know, on most of the clubs in town.
Yeah.
And then you got into gas fitting, fitting fireplaces and all that, haven't you, at this stage?
Well, I was just going through that transition basically.
Right.
I was at college while I got this, you know, this sort of call up for this fight. I was actually trained to be an heating engineer. I was at college doing a plumbing course to be an heating engineer. So that was like the transition. I was kind of, if that was sort of starting to work out, then basically the boxing was going to be sort of put behind me in regards to fighting basically,
yeah.
Competitive, you know, being competitive and fighting and earning money out of it. So yeah, that was a transition basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where it kind of went from there.
Right. So Steve's picked you up and he's driving you down to because it was at Crystal Palace.
It was at Crystal Palace, yeah. We borrowed. Steve's a big pal of Nicky. Some of his, you know, used to play for City. So at the time we had no way. We had probably had a car to go in, but we wasn't comfortable. Nicky had basically a Range Rover, you know, all the high spec on it and stuff like that. So obviously Steve had a chat with Nicky, and Nicky volunteered his basically car for, you know, the day, the night, whatever, while we went down to London. So yeah, we borrowed that, picked us up, and off we went down to London. But Friday, typical Friday.
I was going to say you're stuck in traffic.
We were stuck in traffic. We got to the M25 about it must have been about 7 o'clock, so we had to get to Crystal Palace on the M25 for 9 o'clock. It was live on Eurosport at 9 o'clock. So I was on the M25, and obviously it was clock watching time, and probably from 7:30 or something like that. Again, as I said, I think it was Jess Harden, the promoter, was on the phone, ringing Steve and asking him where he was, and Steve was saying, yeah, we're all right, we're on our way, we'll be there in blah, such and such a time. Plenty of time. 10 minutes later, phone goes again, Steve, where are you? You need to get here. I said, we'll be there, we'll be all right. The phone's going, every 10 minutes the phone's going, basically.
So what time did you actually get into Crystal Palace?
We got into Crystal Palace at about 2 minutes past 9. I had to get changed in the back of the Range Rover, basically. That was a full kit. That was, body protector, ball box, whatever you want to call it, boots, bandages. We were getting bandaged up in the back of the thing, driving down the M25 with all the lights on in the back of the Range Rover. People must have been driving past, thinking what's going on. So yeah, bandaged up, shorts on, full regalia on really. I just slipped it like a lace at the top on.
So what happened? As soon as you get into the auditorium, you're almost being thrown into the ring?
Yeah, we got in the changing room, but it was what's his name? Simon Block.
Oh yeah.
I think Simon Block came in, which was the British Boxing Board Control. I think he was the secretary then, or whatever. He came in, Mike Gormley. So I said, yeah. He said, there's your gloves. He said, hurry up. He said, you should be on at 9 o'clock. You're live on TV now. He said, get your gloves on. He said, just have a bit of a warm up. He went, you're out in 2 minutes. Get yourself sorted out. So that was pretty much it, really. I met an old mate down there, Paul Webster. I had a few shoulder injuries, so I got a shoulder rub. He came in the change room and said, I'll give you a bit of a massage, loosen you up, and all your shoulders have been a bit bad and whatever. So I said, yeah, no problem. So I had a kit bag, and at the time there was you got this little kit, and it was like grip, hand grip for playing tennis, Pro Sport I think it was called, the maker of it, the manufacturer. You had shower gel, you had lubricant for like, a bit of massage oil and stuff like that.
Which is what you're supposed to use.
Which is what it's supposed to use. So anyway, I'm getting the shoulder rub off Paul, which he's used the stuff in my bag, and he, after about a minute or two, he said, it's not good this. He said, it's not doing your shoulder any good. I said, let's have a look. Have you got the right one? So I looked at it, and he's only got shoulder grip. Trying to massage it, instead of using massage oil, he's using grip on my shoulder, so it's basically having the opposite effect. So anyway, yeah, I had a quick rub down. That was it, literally. As I say, from getting in the changing room, I had to run from the car park with my bag on my shoulder with all my kit on, into the changing room, the Crystal Palace Sports Centre. And gloves on. I probably literally had 20 seconds on the pads with Steve to.
So preparation couldn't have gone any better then, could it?
Oh, what can you say? So yeah, as I say, that was it. So off you go. You're out now. So he goes out, gets into the arena, stops at the doors like you do, you come into the arena, lights come on, you're there.
What did you come out, what music did you come out to?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. Obviously they'd set it up, so
right.
I was like unaware of what was going on basically. So goes into the arena, lights come on, spotlight, music, off you go to the ring, same thing, gets in the ring, music goes off, so I'm waiting for Robin Reid. Music comes on, spotlight on the entrance to where Robin's going to come out near his changing room. No Robin Reid. It was like probably went on for 15-20 seconds. Probably at the time it probably thought it was like 5 minutes while I was waiting for him. So probably seconds, whatever, or 30 seconds. No Robin Reid. So music goes off, lights off, and everything, hanging about. So they're all sort of confused at what's going on in the ring. The referee's kind of wondering what's going on. A few lads at ringside. I think Billy Swear was there. I remember Billy Swear being there. I'm pretty sure it was Duke McKenzie was there as well. Might have been a couple of others, but I remember Billy anyway. Billy Swear. Music comes on again anyway. Lights come on where Robin was supposed to come out again. No Robin Reid. So this was probably 10-15 minutes. I would say a good 10 minutes anyway. Music comes on again. Not there. So they get the stool out. I have to sit down on the stool. So I'm sat on the stool, hanging about, waiting. In the meantime, again, I'm looking around and people are looking at me thinking, what's going on? These are people who are outside, the officials and stuff like that. They don't know what's going on. So obviously a third time, lights come on, and obviously Robin comes out, bouncing about, you know, he was obviously up for it. Now he'd been there for 2 days, I think, in London. And I basically got there at 9:02. I was late. I was there on the night. I had no preparation whatsoever. I played in the morning, got down there.
And bearing in mind, I mean, it was only 2 fights ago that he was sharing the ring with Joe Kawasaki and almost took Joe's home.
Yeah, I mean, I personally thought...
You're talking about a peak Robin Reid you were getting in with.
Yeah, I thought Robin won that one as well, you know. Good fight again, but I think Robin won it. And obviously that was what I was kind of facing. I'd gone from being a sort of, let's call it a club show man, or
it was a real
not even a chief support undercard.
It was a real Rocky story, wasn't it? When you think about it, small hall fighter, getting an opportunity to fight, you know, the big man.
Yeah, well, I had an opportunity to obviously, you know, to do something there. So it was like a last hurrah, really.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good payday for me. It was a good opportunity, a big stepping stone. I wasn't 100% fit, you know, and admittedly, it was, as I say, I got the call 23 hours. I'd been in the gym, but not as you would do for a world title fight.
Over, weren't you?
Yeah, not for a world title fight, not even for any title fight really. I probably would have been good for 6 rounds, maybe 4-6 rounds.
Well, what was your plan when you going in?
The plan was just to go, basically just go for it for basically 4-6 rounds. 4 rounds anyway. I'd try and get 6 rounds out of it. I mean. That was probably the best I could have got out of that one. And as I say, I've always kind of felt strong anyway. You know, I've always been physical when I've been boxing.
Well, how did Robin feel? Because Robin was a very strong super middleweight.
Yeah, Robin. I don't know. He sort of in clinches and stuff. He didn't feel strong or overpowering. You know. Because we were similar size, I suppose, really.
But it was weird that, because you were both, as amateurs, both like middleweights.
Yeah.
When he went to the Barcelona Olympics in '82, got a bronze medal and all this.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't work out, because I thought I was a light middleweight.
Yeah.
And I used to stand next to you two, and I used to think, something's not right here. Because you were both giants, and then when you both turned over, you both ended up being professionals as super middleweights.
Yeah.
And for me, you just seemed natural at that weight, both of you, you know what I mean? It was the right weight for both of you.
Yeah, I think it's just that was maturity, you know, age and maturity, your body grows, and, you know, I was sort of big frame, and again, you know, you look at Robin, he's got, you know, he's quite big, he's big on top, he's a big lad on top, you know, he's thick set on top, so, yeah, it's just when you mature. But yeah, I mean, physically, he was, you know, he was quite strong, but physically I felt strong as well. I didn't feel overawed or anything like that, you know, just or overpowered. But again, his power as well. I didn't feel like like a one punch knockout, you know, clean you out. But he was heavy-handed. You know, that was the thing. He was heavy-handed.
It was a little bit similar what happened in your fight as the one with Glenn Williams, when you first put Glenn over the bottom rope. He lands on, which stops him from going down, which is a bit similar to you. You've landed, because you always say to me, never put me down. Yeah. Because you sat onto that bottom rope, bounced back up. I think you continued for a little bit longer, and then the referee stopped him, didn't he?
That's right, yeah. Because the punch he caught me with, it basically broke my nose. He kind of, it went straight through my guard, basically.
Yeah.
You know, again, because he's a strong lad. He's a thudder, as opposed to like a sharp bang. Lights out. He's a thudder, so he's heavy-handed, and he just caught me, hit me on the nose, and it was, you know, like when you go all nice and hot, and and you feel sick, and that's kind of why I sunk a little bit. It was just like, whoa, you know. So it wasn't like a lights out, and but again, I lost like 5 minutes of my life. You know?
But again, it was rocky, because like, you know, you got up and you looked at you, never put me down.
So yeah, and I was just trying to get myself together. After he kind of caught me there, it was just painful when you break your nose, you know. I was just trying to get myself together and cover up, and he was sort of all over me really. And that's when
left the referee no choice.
That's when the referee sort of came to sort of. Well, he came in to break it up, and in the meantime, I felt a towel on the back of my head, which came from the corner. So Steve had thrown the towel in anyway, which happened to sort of be a little bit embarrassing, and hit me on the head. So this little white towel stuck on the back of my head. So that was kind of it, really, you know. And obviously after the fight, it was like, you know, congratulations and stuff, you know, no animosity, the only thing is boxing. And that was it, so yeah.
But it must be nice, you know, when you look back, with 20 years on now, well, 18 years on from that fight, you just look back with it with fond memories?
To the fight, yeah, it was just, again, because of the way it happened, it probably would have been great if I had 6 weeks training camp or 8 weeks training camp. I could have looked back and thought, I fought for a world title and this went, you know, that we had a good camp and, you know, and the outcome was whatever it would have been. But even to do it with 23 hours notice, that's like you say, it's kind of like a Rocky story, so yeah, it's a good memory. It's one I'll always have anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say it's probably the main one really.
And you know,
aside from the Glen one as well, because that was obviously a big thing. My first title, won a title, Central Air, that was the biggest thing regarding the stigma around the fight. And obviously the Robin one was like.
But the Robin one is what set you up then for what you're doing now, because that helped to pay for your training, your van, your tools, and
everything. Yeah, and obviously, you know, it helped pay for my mortgage basically. It was like me depositing my mortgage. First house, so that kind of got me going. So everything around that really was like, that fight was kind of
a transitioning.
That was basically the transition.
Yeah.
You know, it was, the fight came at the right time. I was on the way, sort of coming away from boxing, as I say, you know, fighting wise, earning money out of it as a profession, to basically getting a trade and then settling down to sort of family life. That's how it kind of worked. So yeah, it came at the right time, and as I say, paid the mortgage and stuff like that. And that was like the stepping stone. Yeah, that's where we went from there.
Well, like I say, I've known about the story for a long time. No, because Steve was telling me about it as well when I did an interview with Steve a couple of years ago, and like I say, a period that perhaps we'll never see again in boxing.
No.
You know, it was a different generation, a different breed of fighters, and
especially at my weight as well, super middleweight. There was a lot of good super middleweights at the time. You know.
Well, I think the sad thing about boxing now is we could follow, because we didn't have that many top guys on the world scene. They got the better of the sport, and the you know, people knew who they were then. Yeah. Where nowadays, because we've got so many good fighters spread across every single weight division, perhaps some of these fighters don't get the acknowledgement that they deserve because we've got so many, and you know, you can only have one or two favourites in boxing. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You know, yeah. You don't have a handful, don't you? There's a lot out there, but it's hard to pinpoint the right one.
Obviously, Ricky Hatton, arguably Britain's best and certainly most well-liked fighter in the last 20-30 years.
Yeah, definitely 20 years. Yeah,
must have been nice for you, because you must have been there when he was putting pen to paper with Billy Graham.
Well, I was in the gym in the Phoenix camp, yeah, when Ricky was kind of coming down, sort of having, let's say, trials. But he was coming down with his amateur coach, and just going through the motions with Billy, really, you know, just having a look and feeling it before he actually put pen to paper. Yeah. So yeah, I was there like when Ricky was.
Could you see then that he was going to be a real talent?
He was special, yeah. Ricky was. I'd seen Ricky at the amateurs anyway, you know, fighting on the amateurs anyway. But seeing him in the gym there, yeah, he was just a little bit special.
Who was your idol growing up? What was your fighter? Marvin Hagler.
Professionally, Marvin Hagler, yeah. I always tried to train like Marvin Hagler, but when I got in the ring, I never fought like Marvin Hagler, you know. But you always try and do that, but yeah, Marvin Hagler, that era, you know, the middleweights, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Duran, and Leonard.
Yeah.
You know,
well, Duran was mine. He was the guy that
I think of that era. I think anybody who was into boxing, one of them four would have been favourites basically.
Well, right, it's been a pleasure again.
Yeah,
so, thank you very much for retelling the story of the night you fought for the super middleweight title.
Yeah.
World title.
Thanks for having me.
See you later.
See you later.
Take care. Bye.